And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. I am very excited to be adding fantasy football to the regular content roster on the channel. Today, I'm going to be running down my final team ahead of game week 1 before tomorrow we start our brand new series of the players you need for the upcoming game week. Starting off today though, like I say, this is just going to be my team after much deliberation, after many changes right up to and including last night. This is the final locked in team. After this, that is it. I'm not changing it again. I'm committed to this team for game week 1. And this is what I am going with. So, starting with the two goalkeepers, we have Alisson Becker as my main goalkeeper. And the backup is going to be Danny Ward. A lot of people probably haven't gone for Alisson because they tend to use the Liverpool attackers. I'm not going for that approach. I'm going to go for the clean sheet record for Liverpool for this year. As for Danny Ward, after yesterday's announcement that Kasper Schmeichel will be leaving, it just makes sense to put Danny Ward as the backup. He is the cheapest goalkeeper on the game. Their other goalkeeper, Everson, currently isn't on the FPL, so I've just gone for Danny Ward, and if he plays, then fantastic. If not, I'm more than happy to have Alisson every single week. As for the defence, we start with the worst-kept secret, because no matter how hard I try and cover him up, you can still see part of him. It is, of course, Trent Alexander-Arnold. Like I said, sticking with the theme of Liverpool defence this year for now. And, I mean, you really do have to have Trent, don't you? He's the best defender performance-wise every single year in FPL for, I think, the last 3 or 4 years now. So I feel like you have to have him in. Competing for his England right back spot, of course, is Mr. Reece James. So he will also be in my team. I also think that Chelsea have a very good start to the season. They do have that game against Tottenham next week. But early fixtures seem good for Chelsea in terms of potential clean sheets and Reece James getting involved at the other end of the pitch. Now for the slightly cheaper defenders, and we start with Diogo Dalot. I'm obviously going to have some Manchester United players in here. There's no shock in that. I think he's been really, really good in pre-season. I think it's 3 assists from the 5 games that he played in. So who knows? Potential for Diogo Dalot to get some really good points this year. I think it's absolute certainty he plays ahead of Wan-Bissaka. So I'm going for him. Couple of good early fixtures for Manchester United, so that is why he is in my team. Rounding off the defence in terms of who I've got starting this week, I've gone for Jed Spence. Now, I don't think there's a guarantee that Spence will play. Conte does like to rotate, but he wouldn't have spent the money on Jed Spence if he didn't want to play him in that right wing-back position, and I think at 4.5 million, he is a fantastic pickup. If he doesn't play, I do have a backup defender. That is going to be William Saliba. Again, 4.5. I think he's going to be a key man for Arsenal this year. And although he's not a fullback, I do like to usually go for all fullbacks. I think he's going to be a bit of a Van Dijk type player for Arsenal, whereby he's going to be picking up a lot of bonus points because he is an outstanding defender. Into the midfield, and we start off with my big money player and my captain. That is going to be Heung-min Son. I did not have him anywhere near as much as I wanted to last year. I'm not making that mistake again. I am going Heung-min Son this year. And like I said, with Southampton at home in the opener, he is going to be my captain. Next to him, I have gone for James Maddison. Just one of my favourite players in football. It baffles me that he's not in the England squad. I know we have many, many good options. But it does baffle me he's not in the England squad. Newcastle, with a £50 million bid rejected yesterday after their initial 40. I think certainly, whether he's at Leicester or Newcastle come the end of the transfer window, he's going to be picking up a lot of points again this year. Which is why I felt that I had to have him. On the side of him, I've gone for Jadon Sancho. Again, a fantastic pre-season. That link up with Sancho and Dalot has been fantastic, and I'm hoping that it will serve me well on the pitch as a Manchester United fan and off the pitch as a fantasy football fanatic. So that is going to be my right-hand side of Sancho and Dalot. Finally, for this week, my midfield will be rounded off by Gabriel Martinelli, who I think is an absolute steal at 6 million. He's going to play pretty much every game for Arsenal. He got, I think, 4 assists against Sevilla in Arsenal's last game, and I think you cannot ignore him at 6 million. Just an absolutely fantastic price for an attack-minded midfielder. And finally, rounding off the midfield, we have Pedro Neto. who does have 2 good opening fixtures against Leeds and Fulham. I just don't see a place for him in my current starting lineup this week. Finally then, we have the attack. We'll start with the substitute, which is Ollie Watkins. Again, someone that I could put in this week, but I'm not quite confident enough to put him in for this week over any of my midfield options, and certainly not my 2 attacking options, which are the 2 new signings of Gabriel Jesus and Darwin Nunez. I'm very impressed with both of them. I really rate Nunez as a player, and again, kind of like Martinelli, Jesus' pre-season and price at 8 million can't be ignored. Again, as for Nunez, why would I have someone like Salah for 13 million when I can have Nunez, who has scored more goals than Salah in pre-season, for 9 million up front? It just makes more sense to me to spread my money around and get a squad as good as this by not having someone like Salah. Yes, I do have Son, but he's a midfielder as well, and he's 1 million cheaper, so I just feel he is more worth it in the long run. And that is my team. Please let me know down in the comments what teams you have built ahead of game week 1. You can get involved by joining the SO99 League. League code is on the screen and will be available in the description as well. I'll be back tomorrow with the series that, like I said, I'm very much looking forward to, the best of series, and I will see you then. Thank you very much for watching.